line. Hey, the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
And so, one last race, one last finale for the Iceman Designs Truck Series here on P-Series TV. One last go around here for these guys as we're about to see their season conclude at the very tough and very infamous Atlanta Motor Speedway here in the 1.5-mile side here of Atlanta, Georgia. Hi everyone, I'm Crusader Christian Schreier joining you guys here today here as we have set on stone, set on the field. 12 drivers make the call, make the cut with this 90-lap main event on the horizon. And a whole lot of heavy racing to go with it. So without further ado, let's take a look at our starting lineup today. On the pole here will be Jamie Walker there in the number 88 is outside. That'll be the number 2, Hayes Booth. The row number 2 is going to be Aiden Kirker, the Iceman in the 39. As outside is Elijah Ennis in the 68. And row number 3 is Daryl Arnold in the 6 outside the 92 of Brian Bick. Row number 4 is Aaron Tribble in the 81s outside the 4 Ryan Beckering. Row 5 sees Richard Kirker in the 93 to his outside. Looking in, that will be Marcus Vander in the number 51. And the final stars in this one, Kyle Camper in the 91 is outside Josh Duke in the number 7. Well, field is ready to go racing, and so are we. Jeremy Walker been the guy pretty much has been just completely taking everything and nullifying any kind of speed or troublesome issues that usually most drivers get plagued by, as he's been holding out for so long, so many times, and he's just looking for another one today. Aiden Kirker did not get out of pit road, did not make a call here to start. So it'll be interesting to see how they plan this out, how they play this one around for the season championship here. As the field somehow, someway looks to try to get re-racked, restacked, and all that here, being put back in the same positions as they're supposed to be here. Looks like a lot of guys struggling to kind of find their little ends and find their little spots here. Get a little stay out, just another lap or two here. We'll just give these guys more time to breathe, a little bit more time to figure out where they're going to go. Gives us time to kind of settle up in the booth here for the 90 lap ordeal. We're about to bear witness here. Remember the last times we were here at Atlanta, we had some pretty close calls, some pretty close finishes here between every single one of these drivers. And a lot of guys were looking to also make a bit of a charge here, make a bit of a run in position for that same ordeal, the playoff point. So I'm interested to see how long a lot of these guys really kind of come around this track and really kind of get more burnt up on the tire end here, because the Landmark Speedway on this old configuration has just been nothing but a hot sweat of bed knee for these drivers. Cody McRae comes on board saying, "Let's go." Getting a little love here with some checker flags on the on our little messenger chat here. So good chat. Good to have you on board here, McRae. Lining him up down off of turn number 4 here. This time on by though, Jamie Walker in the 88 and the number 2 of Hayes in the booth, looking to put it back in the booth, back into victory lane, as we're going to stay under caution in our go round. Now, I'm not really sure why we're still under the caution. I would have thought by now we had everything squared away, we were ready to go racing, but it appears that is not the case yet. Part of me wants to think it has something to do with Aiden Kirker down there, but that seems to be beyond the point. And not seeing any troubles with the trucks, obviously. They just came out on the track fresh out of the grills, so you know they're already ready to go racing. We'll have to see if they are going to finally give us the green light to go, the green lit area here, as they're bringing them down once more out of turn 3 and 4. Pace car has yet to turn them back on. Looks like this is it. And indeed it will be. They're going to put the pace car off of turn number 4 this time on by here. Rattle them out and rattle them out a little bit. It's time to go ahead and start racing. Here in Atlanta, we're underway. Green flag is high in the air. $90-lap ordeal here. This is going to be very much a key strategy base point. You either figure out whether or not you want to go running harder out of the gate, or if you want to figure out if you're going to be kind of staying a little more soft, a little more controlled on your tire pressures. Use that to your advantage later. That's going to be the biggest ticket to success and the biggest ticket to striving here today on the track. Elijah Innocent's TRD 68 right now, getting just up ahead a little bit of the 88, Jamie Walker. Walker may be playing a bit of possum though, as Hayes in the booth in the number 2. Currently has the race lead locked up here at the moment. The reason why I say Jamie could just be playing possum is because we've seen earlier at Dover where he really just kind of made guys kind of question whether or not they were going to be able to get around him. And he had kind of used that strategy and that mentality to its fullest extent, really proven he is one of the guys you got to keep your eye on wherever he comes out on the track. Brian Vick here in the number 92 here, continuously striving to beat out the stand with number 91 Ukrainian Chevrolet. The Silverado there trying to keep his speed up, trying to keep his momentum going. Ryan Beckering even starts to come through and kind of take some positions over. Well, we're only 4 laps in, but we are focusing on that for right now Ryan Beckering as he deals with some company behind him in the 7 of Josh Duke and the 91 of Kyle Camper we saw earlier on. Doesn't seem to be phased or really persuaded by any means of that. Seems like he's been more kind of honest, God honest of really the track here, if you will. He's just more detrimental to staying in the flow, staying in position. Jamie Walker right now looks like he's had enough waiting around a little bit. Looks like he's starting to make a full dash dip in the charge here on the outside as the 2 of A's both kills with him right now. The more they keep dealing with each other, more Elijah Innocent 68 is just going to get himself a fair shot at taking both drivers for the price of one like we saw earlier. I wouldn't think that this race is going to be kind of one of those push and shove and kind of bump and run kind of territory like you would see on the short tracks. This is track to me that's going to be more about finessing and control, raw control, and staying away from touching each other, because one little hit or one little scruffle on that wall and your race could be considered good bye-bye. 7 now down low here. Josh Duke trying to make a pass on Aaron Tribble. Kyle Camper watches from behind in his 81. Some great deals of speed, some great momentum and action coming through from multiple ends, multiple spots. Even now, about for third has kind of re-risen itself as the TRD 68 is starting to fall back on the fuel and fall back on the tire strategy here. So now he's going to have some more work to do. He's going to have a lot more time to pace this one up a bit. Jamie Walker taking the race lead away here from the number 2, but you know Booth is not going to give an inch there. He'll come back at him quicker than he just got around him there. And still has plenty of time, plenty of striving to grope up as the 93 Richard Kirker here. Putting out a bit of a cross gate, foot of a cross shot right at the boys here. Pretty impressive to say the least. They was able to hold that line down there from that 3 wide salute. That's not easy to do in the next gen, much as in a cup car. But nevertheless, he held on, he held it down. Just kind of took that one away from the teammates there, but nevertheless, it still worked out perfectly. And he'll end up getting a little bit of that blue and yellow slapdash on for a nice little tight texture. One of Aaron Tribble earlier on put himself into double trouble here, kind of got put back a few spots, kind of thrown out a little bit here, but definitely make things a little more difficult. Rick Kirker Jr. saying Aiden Kirker has taken over the number 93 after having computer issues on the warm-up laps, so Rick Kirker will take a provisional. Whoa. Well, that is good to know here, but if you're now you're Aiden Kirker in that Rich Kirker number 93, what's going through your mind there? Do you just gotta be trying to think, oh, I gotta get these settings figured out, I gotta get everything tied up just so I can have the nut and bolts ready to go? That's gonna be one of the biggest selling points for him and his crew, is whether or not is he actually ready to start taking on a bit of what Fortnite has to offer. Wait, what did I say? I was mad with you. I lost complete track of what I was saying there. I'm sorry, folks. Anyway, the number 2 Hayes Booth right now currently in 2nd place. Jamie Walker still holding on down. I don't even know what the heck I said. I kind of spaced off for a minute and I My little cousin showing me like Fortnite earlier today, so apologize for that little reference. I don't know where that came from. Been a long day. I've had two broadcasts to do with today, and probably not as much sleep as I probably should, admittedly. So that's my own fault. But I'll tell you one guy that hasn't had much sleep, and he's been thinking about this one for a while, and that is the number 2 of Hayes, Booth. Hayes is in the booth, and he's clamoring, he's grabbing, he's slinging, he's throwing. He's throwing for everything he's got to the wall there to keep Jamie down low and send him off into the cliff here, trying to push him around. Well, he's doing more than just pushing him around. He is keeping him at bay, going up topside now, looking for that momentum boost. Meanwhile, Rich Kirker, aka Aiden Kirker, the Iceman, has cometh through the field, now climbing the top of the mountain yet once more, looking for a possible chance at winning a championship prize and all that. Rich, aka Aiden, right now currently moving the chains up ahead here of the number 4. You saw Ryan Beckering had nowhere really to kind of jump onto or really get a move on him with. So he had to kind of go back to his old tricks, which is just wait and see what he does. And then maybe you might be able to figure out then. Easier said than done again when you're trying to you're trying to raise these cars and raise these drivers under your own ideas, under your own privileges, trying to make sure that they can get themselves a chance to go out here and have a fair, clean race, which is honestly one of the best things that kind of work with this league and kind of working with this crew. Well, just about 1/5 of the way done with this one here, and it's been a pretty rock solid cases for many drivers out here, but at the same time, it's been kind of a wild little get-go here too. Josh Duke, and that's number 7 here. Good to see him back out here as well. We haven't seen him in a bit of a time or two. Same with a lot of these guys, but he's always been kind of one of those more level-headed cats, if you will. Always the kind of guys that just goes out here, performs when he can and when he has to, but for the most part, he generally likes to stay a little bit out of that messy side of stock car and truck drive racing. So definitely a bit of an interesting push, definitely a little runoff here too. As Rich Kirker right now, aka Aiden Kirker, right up ahead into the fight, into the fray once more. Side-by-side action right now as the 68 of Elijah Innes and the number 93 of Richard Kirker have a little tussle here. That big black and white look of the Kirker camp, while the Elijah Innes camp right now have a little bit more of a sporty look, but the TRD 69 is still, or 68, excuse me, is still not able to comprehend and grip around the track the way he feels he needs to. And I think a lot of guys are kind of staring that here and starting to feel the blisters and the burns that these cars are taking their toll on from this just track alone. Again, not a whole lot of action going down here. Again, more of a technical style track here when it comes to the racing, kind of comes to the speed aspect of things. And I think we're getting a good look of that and get a good look at that here at the moment as Hayes Booth still holds down the race lead, thinking he is the top of the guys, the top of the mountain, if you will, while Jamie Walker is trying to literally extinguish the flames and extinguish him so quickly from it. Again, not a huge field. Again, the guys are really just kind of finishing up their season, kind of giving everyone a little bit of strive, a little bit of power to build up on around the tracks here. So really, what it all boils down to is they may get a lot of time to themselves here for the long hauls and those long races, but when you get on the actual track, the actual race, you have no idea how it's actually going to feel or how it's going to behave, and that's one of the biggest reasons why they had to kind of go in there and get settled back up. Nearly 25 out of the 90 now has been completed, and these guys are still in a hard charge, hard blitz action momentum race. And that's exactly what we need to see. We need to see guys making moves and making some extreme measures here if it means taking the time off. Well, Kyle Camper kind of laying around right now, just doing his own little thing. We've seen the 91 kind of get into a few scruffles and skirmishes before here on Pete's Race TV, but it seems like tonight is not that night. It seems like he's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more on the flip side of things, which is stay focused, and what's the other word? Oh yeah, stay focused. We've seen a lot where some drivers just do not truly know or respect the wills of a fighter, and sometimes they will get you when you least expect it. We've seen before where Chantel loads up that big golden shotgun, that big. Wait a minute, who put that into my broadcast? What the heck? Alright, sorry guys, I don't know where that came from. I think those kids may really kind of messed my friend. Anyway, right now, currently, Daryl Arnold, number 6 here, trying to hold line down, trying to keep the speed up, hoping for some chances and some cherished moments here. Hayes Booth currently holding Jamie Walker down, of all things. Bit of a stun vibe I'm getting right now from all drivers here. Not a lot of folks making some pooping and some bollering moves. I think they're so focused, so dead centered, off to kind of keep up with the control, keep up their momentum. That's what they're up to here. Jamie Walker still in second. Hayes Booth right now currently a race leader here and got a pretty sizable gap between the two here. You can see that cloud of orange down below on that leaderboard here for Booth and Walker. And that's definitely kind of playing and riddling in the mind of Walker. For one reason, it forces him to start questioning, do you start to try to save or do you try to go long haul like this fellow seems to be doing? If I was him, I wouldn't even worry about pit road until you absolutely have to, and I would probably go pop it out as soon as you get the chance. Another 2/10 second gain there for Hayes Booth, as Hayes in the booth has now secured even more times up here. Josh Duke in the number 7 right now, trying to keep up, trying to hold down position and into the charge. Knows there's a lot of craziness kind of mixed in around the track and kind of mixed off the playing field here. Richard Kirker, Dale Arnold both heading into pit road here. So looks like their strategies have kind of eluded and fallen through to go ahead and pit road now while you got a chance here. Kyle Camper, excuse me, going to do much the same. That'll move a few guys up a few spots. As your hard charger of the day is right now in that number 7, as he's up 7 if you can believe it. He's in the 5th spot. It's Josh Duke right now currently in that area. Things starting to slow down yet again here, as right now it looks like maybe I spoke a little too soon. A little bit of company coming up here for Ryan Beckering here and Aaron Double Trouble Tribble. Aaron Tribble right now looking to make a huge gain, a huge bit of speed off around the track. Aaron Trouble finally has to admit defeat here. Looks like Ryan Beckering will not admit just yet that he has to go into pit road. Looks like he wants to try to last out, I think, really for another 10 laps or so. How will that strategy work out for him? I don't really know. I don't think it really is going to give him any chance or any breathing room opportunities to hit up to the race win. Now with this kind of climate, this also kind of economy we have dealing right now, it's extremely difficult to stay floored and focused when you're taking on the attack and the run here of Atlanta. And Beckering will back off now, so Josh Duke, the last guy, is here on the lead lap. You're on board here with Duke. Josh Duke's been around this game quite a while. He knows how the best of them race. He knows how anyone will race him. So he's going to be very superstitious about who he gets really kind of ready to rock and roll with, or really kind of push forward as this time goes on. Things are just getting more and more hectic by the minute as laps continue to wind off. A lot of guys right now, though, you can see just so much spacing off, it's almost kind of spacing down around the track. It's very difficult to kind of get a bit of a read or a bit of an angle to hit up for the speed boost, and really also to draft off somebody. I think I might be just due to a lack of inexperience here and not really sure what to really bring to the table. Going on the last bit efforts, last ditch chances here to really strive and bring home some speed here. Everybody giving it what they can, what's worth. Jamie Walker has taken the race lead over from Hayes Booth. Hayes Booth is still, though, looking to grab that coveted win here. Really prove a point, to say the least. Jamie Walker right now, currently, he is only about 9/10 of a second ahead here as we approach halfway marker. And Craig's Booth knows that that halfway marker is now kind of his timing piece. It'll let him know and alert him when it is time to start really making the big moves and making the big shots here. And that was one of the biggest areas right there. Elijah Ennis right now passed up with Aaron Trouble Triple kind of taking full regard and trying to put the heroism back into his countryside, back into his track here. Halfway point just about to be reached here at the moment here. Elijah and Aaron Tribble watching very carefully as they get closer to it. Meanwhile, back in the packs here right now currently, Ryan Beckering, Kyle Camper, Josh Duke are all farther back behind than I think maybe they were hoping for, and Hayes Booth now has to deal with even more company and trouble as Brian Bick tries to get his lap back. It sounds like the motor might be starting to quit out though on that 92. You saw the rear end kind of burst out some kind of fluid, some kind of enhancement there. So that can definitely be a lot of things, and that would definitely take some more time to really figure and scrap our head off. So Steven, make sure you've got the proper equipment. Hayes Booth though right now you can see he is already looking for a charge, looking for a runoff, and this is going to be the same ordeal we'll see come into the later half of this race. This is only the first half now completed, and on to the second half we go. Hayes Booth is doing everything he can to deal with Jamie Walker here. And it's a close corner side-by-side affair, and then a single file draft train locks up. Either way, both guys are not going to give anything up for that race win. They know they've got to get it going. They got to go fast. Watching on this amazing battle we got going on right now. Sauter and Booth here having a great tussle, but Booth was able to kind of regroup and re-strength his way, and now it is time for Aaron Tribble and Elijah Ennis to have their little fun here. 68 and the number 61 here not being told, excuse me, the 81 not being told to have any rules and regulations. Just go out there and race these things in the ground and hope for the best. And that's going to be what they're doing today. kind of creeping up there, pushing speeds up when they can, trying to find opportunity to strike hard with it here in the CC. Iceman at 68 is just not quite there. Really manhandle, really take full aim and trouble against trouble. The problem with him is he's a bit of a chrono when it comes to holding down lines and holding down positions. He's pretty good skill as much as he's really good at running them. And it's definitely been a bit of a handful here to kind of see just what these guys had to bring to the table, what they've had to do here throughout this race season and then some. Jamie Walker right now currently in a lap down here as right now is currently we're looking at Hayes Booth about second and 3/4 almost ahead. He is gaining this one up further and further. If anything, it looks like Jamie might have to think about a little bit of a different pit road strategy. Because this one is not quite working out, or it may just be the truck itself. We do not know for sure. All we do know is that nothing is for sure on here on P3's TV as they continue side by side battling it out for the spots here in second place. So right now, currently, field's still stretched out a bit here as we try to kind of doze off a little bit and figure something out here right now with our timing sheets here, and also trying to make sure that the audio errors don't keep messing with us here. I know my audio went out for a second there. Unfortunately, I was kind of gridlocked on something. Something was beeping in my ear, in my head there, so I had to kind of get that fixed up. But Jamie Walker right now is currently your race second place guy. He's currently second place, I should say, not your race leader. Hayes Booth is your race leader. As you see, Josh Dugan, number 7, currently working him off down on turn number 2, down on the back stretch into 3. And if my voice does sound a little shot, then yeah, that's probably a little shot because I was at my second job here. I don't just do PT Race TV. I also have my local track down here in my actual hometown, and ended up doing a call there tonight. So I had a lot of fun down there. I made some good friends, some good folks down there. It was good to work with them again, but had to make sure we got into this one, got this race all covered and situated out to end this season off on a high note. So I do apologize up front if the voice isn't quite what you guys were expecting. We're trying to save it up as much as we can for a big finish if it does come around. Laps finishing out. Haysbrook, remember, he is still searching for a couple wins, searching for a couple redemption tour races here. After all the heartbreak and all the troublesome nuisances he dealt with throughout his time from Flyby to RTC RTV to really anything that involves just in general his overall presentation, his overall racing background. He's always seemingly been put into the worst ends of the spectrum. He's always been put into like the worst ends of a hard charge, a hard control of the speeds he can carry with it, but seems like everything is kind of working out tonight for him. Richard Kirker, by the way, you may have noticed that we talked about him earlier here. He is right now currently being manned by his own son there, Aiden Kirker. Aiden had some troubles down there firing up the truck, and Richard said, just switch into my truck here, kid. We'll just let you race it out. I'll do all the spotting stuff. He didn't want to race this race today, so instead he gave him a chance, and so the motor quit on him. Take a look at the best lap times there just a minute ago. Here we'll take a look on our end too, just to give you guys kind of a rough estimate of how fast some of these guys are hitting upwards, which is about 170 plus miles per hour. About 179, 180, almost completely on the gas on the pedal. Straight down into that middle end here, and you can see as well right now currently pit stops definitely making a big difference, making a big scenario as we enter in the pit road. Daryl Arnold, Brian Beckerini, Elijah Ennis, and Aaron Tribble are going to try to last out a little bit longer. Again, I don't really disagree with this move, but at the same time I almost kind of feel like it's kind of a detrimental scenario here that could pop up at any minute, really mess up anybody's race. That's kind of where I'm just not really too fond or kind of hesitant to say the least on that end of the spectrum. We have roughly about 39 laps left to go before this one comes to a swift and completely all over the place race run. .63 out of 90 laps played so far there. Tribble now back into the race lead. The 81 definitely performing a bit of a different strategy, a bit of an overhaul, if you will, compared to what everyone else has been trying to do. I think maybe he is trying to actually make them burn their tires up a little bit more as she stays right ahead, and then starts to really make a big shot, a bit of a change up, if you will, kind of wind the ball up and give them something to think about. Tribble still at the race lead here. The Toyota Tundra right now one of the only three out there. Marcus Van Gurley was also one of the slated ones, as well as Elijah Ennis, who's currently in second place at the moment. Consolidatorily just trying to find any kind of openings, any kind of run they can get, but it's, you know, these higher banked ends of these mile and a half, man, they either are meant for two things. One, to make it where it's kind of more of a single file, kind of hard off, or it's going to be kind of like the one where you would really go in or end up and door back up, which I would not hesitate to hold my breath on that one. I don't think we're going to do that anytime soon. 5 laps left to go here, and positions are starting to very much fall and place and fall out of line for some. Especially about 24 laps left to go here. Aaron Tribble reining it in. Couple laps remaining here on the show. Couple laps left to go here on the right track and on the field. Hayes Booth, solid as ever and a solid performance to say the least. Last bit of this is just pretty much to save around the track, knowing he has still got company behind him. Jamie Walker looking for a last minute dash, one last little push, trying to get something going. He knows his time is running out. The Ghost is starting to get cooked a little bit more than maybe it should be. He doesn't want to get cooked up too badly here, and he knows it. Yeah, he's trying to hang on just a little bit longer. You can see things are getting much more difficult to even hang on. I think he knows it's all too well right now. Currently holding one more good push, one more good runoff. As you see now, Jamie Walker walking right through into this plan of attack, looking for a trap. The two of Hayes Booth into a bit of a spot here. 5 to go now this time by. We're going to see ourselves some fireworks thrown out here, I think. Jamie Walker putting the bumper nearly right on that 7 here. I'm surprised those two did not make contact or make any kind of collusive decision there. To go, swings it down low. Look out, here it comes at number 3. Makes a beautiful pass around, taking position over and stealing one away from him. Does he have enough to get to the final 3 laps here? We're about to find out here. I just swing him down off a turn number 4 this time by. Hayes Booth still in a deadlock. Jamie Walker looking for just any kind of last minute points and possibly a big win here to end out the entire season if he's given that chance. But as your friend, we are still sure we'll be on that one. So last call, last run here for anything they've got going with 2 to go now, leading into the white flag this time on by. Jamie is holding on, trying just to get one more chance at getting this race win away from Hayes Booth, but will he get that opportunity knowing that the white flag is about to pop on out? 2 remain to white, 1 to go. Iceman decides now it is going to be Hayes Booth. It's going to be Jamie Walker literally on the clutches on the nose. Coming straight to the end. Hayes Booth trying to hold on. One more push here down that back straightaway here. You can see he had the run. He had the speed. He hangs on for it just enough. Jamie trying to make one more last move. Trying to make a last ditch effort for the pass here. Going on down turn 3. Down to turn number 4 though. And it is not going to be enough. Hayes Booth by a truck length will take the race win and a solid no cautioner day. It was an all-out race from the get-go. That's the way you start and end a season off on a high note. Drivers coming away, final laps here, kind of pushing themselves past the point of breaking the race and finish this one in. And Hayes Booth finally coming away with a race win and a victory here at Atlanta. Definitely, I got to believe, is making this young man's mind and spirit really thrive within. He needed this one, and he needed it badly. Maybe he was listening to some J.G. Wentworth down there, but no, he was just saying point blank, he needed the money, he needed a race win for this one. Well, he got his wish, he got his opportunity, and it strikes perfectly done. He is your race winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway today. Get on down here and have a listen to some of the guys here and have a talk with them, see how they performed at the top of their level today and see how this one came to be fruition and finished out. Jamie Walker, I believe, has also taken the season championship regularly wise away, so I think that was kind of the end goal, the end statement there, but I think he was just having a little fun. He was kind of finishing out the rest of the race here. Again, here's your race winners today here. Hayes Booth with the victory, and I believe Jamie is going to take home the season championship. Third then will go to Richard Kirker, aka Aiden Iceman Kirker, as he goes third. And fourth will be, of course, piloted down with the Aaron Trouble crew. And then fifth finally will end up being Elijah Ennis in the 68. But what a long, long road it's been to get to here. And now, with the motor finally giving quits and calling it a day, I think it's safe to say that these things are done and over with for once. So, what a race and what a position here, and a final concluding factor here for every single one of these drivers here as we're about to now end this night on the highest of notes, on the highest of brinks. Let's take it down now from DI9 Motorsports. Richard Kirker, his son Aiden Iceman Kirker, I believe is on the line here. Aiden, is this you or is this Richard? Hold on, I think we might be able to get him here. Alright, do we have Aiden Kirker on the line here? Not getting anything on my end here. I'm not really sure if the drivers are push to talk here or whatnot. I'm trying to see if we get a word here.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear? Oh yeah, we got you. We got right now, Aiden. Man, talk about a race in a day. This one was.
Yeah. So it was a pretty decent race. It started off pretty rough. My computer decided that it did not want to work. So I came downstairs and uh, Dad just gritted up and he said, here you can run for me for the last race, and so I jumped behind the 93. So that was a different experience for sure. Um, a solid run for that truck today. Congrats on Hayes to the win and Jamie on the championship, two deserving drivers. Yeah,
It definitely was a bit of a long road and a bit of a wrong stretch here. Of course, having to kind of switch out for your family members' cars and everything. But once your family kind of lets you get on that track here, man, I gotta believe it was pretty much just go from there and let the car do it, or excuse me, the truck do its own thing, wasn't it?
yeah, pretty much. It's obviously we run fixed setups, and Dad and I have pretty similar, um, equipment, so it wasn't too hard to get adjusted to stuff. But we do have different settings here and there. So it took a little bit to get used to, but after a couple laps, it felt like any other race.
Any other race, but any other race indeed, with a race fit with a race podium to it. So, Aiden, as you come away today with the third place finish, who do you want to thank you, sir?
I just want to thank everyone that came out and raced this season. This is the inaugural season for this league. Really happy how it turned out. I feel like we had a lot of really solid races, a lot of winners, big variety in winners, and we had a very deserving champion at the end. I think that a lot of people had fun, and I'm excited for what's to come for the future.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Aiden, you come away today third out of the entire field. Congratulations, and we cannot wait to maybe see more of you guys in the near future.
Thank you.
Aiden the Iceman Kirker, ladies and gentlemen, goes in for a third place finish, but this man right here will get his first win in quite some time here on P3's TV. Hayes Booth bops away with the W, and on the final race of the season, Hayes, congratulations on that, holding down Walker to the line to the end. It was a bit of a rough shot, a bit of a push, if you will, just hoping to keep this thing online, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for sure. And also, hey, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. Been a while since you broadcasted one of our races. Um, yeah, that was wild. I was just explaining to my stream. Ever since Atlanta week for Road to Pro a couple weeks ago, I must have run somewhere around 500 laps total throughout that whole week in these trucks at this track. So I pretty much should know this track as well as I know the back of my hand at this point. So I've had a lot of confidence heading into this. Um, and I had an idea of what I wanted to do on the long run and everything. And it all just kind of seemed to work out. I was able to run down Jamie. He had a good pit strategy, but I was able to run him down after each pit stop and take it back. And I got some right front damage. I tagged the wall earlier in the race, and I was worried that was going to end it for me because these trucks are so fragile. So um, it definitely affected the handling. It was a little bit tighter after that, but I was lucky enough to be able to get the clean air on him and hold on. And he definitely put the pressure on for sure. That was a really fun battle, and congrats to him on the championship.
You definitely put the pressure on and definitely made things a little bit more difficult. I gotta wonder though, with those tires and everything playing into a factor here at Atlanta, how what was the biggest scary point here for you and your team when you were thinking, oh, okay, well, we got nothing left to lose. We just gotta go for it all and go for broke, right?
Yeah, I'd say Jamie and I think we're fairly even on tires. Since I think the first pit stop mine were like 2 laps fresher, and the last one mine was like 1 lap fresher, so it wasn't much of a difference. But I guess it was just a matter of I guess I've gotten into a habit of being able to go hard on the short run, but still be able to conserve tire here. And just once I caught them, dirty air can really affect you. Once you get that clean air, as long as you know how to defend, you can pretty much hold on to it. But yeah, I knew once I got that damage, I knew it was going to be tough. But you know, as after I came out of pit road that last time, I knew I just had to go for it and hope that it stuck because I knew I needed that clean air as quickly as possible. And Josh came up with a few laps to go, kind of helped me get by him on the outside, so that definitely helped. Um, but yeah, it was a fun race for sure. I'm glad I could get the win.
For sure, there as you come away with the first win that we've seen here on P3's TV in quite some time. Hey, so who do you want to thank her for that?
Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors, Diecast fans, Bob Boyd Honda. Bob Boyd Honda actually sponsored this race, so that's pretty fitting that we were able to pull off the victory. My team, everybody at Elite Motorsports for bringing me on. I'm glad I could pull off this win for them. Um, my parents watching in the living room. This is the first time. It's been a while since I've been in a race that's been broadcasted, and if I remember correctly, the last time I won a race that you guys broadcasted was about a year ago. I'm pretty sure. So it's been a minute. Um, but yeah, I just want to thank all of them and Aiden and all the admins for this league putting this awesome league together, and you guys at PTM for putting on these awesome broadcasts.
We really appreciate the support, appreciate all you guys have brought to us here, and definitely congratulations once again on another well fought and drawn out season. Hayes, congratulations, man. It's good to see you back here in this top podiums.
Yeah, for sure. Good to see you too, man. Thank
Good,
you.
yeah, it's good to see you too. Ladies and gentlemen, Hayes Booth in the number 2 coming away here with the win today. But it'll fall short a little bit in the season champion as our inaugural season champion, Jamie Walker, has topped it away with the victory and has completed the final race of the season, so he'll be crowned the champion. Jamie, congratulations on that, and I got a feeling you are so ecstatic and happy for this to finally be concluded.
Yeah, it's been a long, grueling season, but it's been hard work by all these drivers throughout the league. I mean, we've gone, I think it was 5 races now in a row without a caution flag. So I mean, we had to be on our game the whole last 5 races to be in the position that I am right now, and I got to thank everybody in the league for what they've done so far.
Well, they certainly did have quite a few eyeballs, quite a few cameras on you and this rest of this crew here coming on the end for the Battle of Hayes Booth. But even then, really, I think that race and this kind of just determines like what you went through this entire season, doesn't it? With this new crew and this inaugural season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been, I mean, count my blessings. I've had good runs pretty much all season long and never really got caught up in any kind of trouble except for maybe Talladega, but I still got lucky enough to pull out I think a third place there.
For sure, there. Well, nevertheless, though, out of it all, you're going to be crowned the inaugural champion. Is there anybody you want to thank for being crowned this one?
First and foremost, I got to thank my wife and kids for allowing me to do this. On Saturday nights, I should be up there spending time with them, but they let me come down here and mess on the computer. Thank everybody for putting this league on. You in the booth, my Mountain Dew crew. I can't thank them guys enough. It's just been an awesome season. I do appreciate everybody for coming on board.
For sure, there. Well, Jamie, congratulations, man. Long overdue and deserved for you and the two. Congratulations for this inaugural championship, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully, we can do a good one in a couple of seasons.
Sounds good to us. Well, nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Walker, the final driver to call tonight and the final driver to talk with. He walks away with the championship. And what a race that has been. Thank you, everybody, so much for the support, for tuning in. I know this probably wasn't our most exciting, our best call, but it always does mean a lot when you guys show up to the show. So thank you so much for that. Until next time here on Pete Race TV, stay safe. God bless you all. Take care. I will see you guys when the green flies high next time on Pete Race TV.